What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? In this video I'll be sharing how to achieve Superhost status the fastest way possible. Superhost status is very important for your business because it not only gives you the credentials that Airbnb provides, but it allows you to create more cash flow and generate more monthly income through your business. Stick around till the end of this video and I will share with you how to reach Superhost status within a month, and I think you guys will find this very helpful. What's going on, guys? My name is Robert. I'm a rental arbitrage host from the Midwest. I'm currently at my friend Serge's place. We did an interview the other day on my channel. We're here now and he's getting everything going, ready to get it live on Airbnb. Within a week, we'll have this place listed. I'll be sharing more of that content with you guys coming soon. But for now, I want to share with you a very helpful and informative bit on how to become a Superhost within your first month as an Airbnb host. So to understand the Superhost status, we have to look at the criteria that Airbnb requires for us as hosts to achieve. The first one is you have to have at least 10 guests or 10 trips booked at your listing. This is not a very hard thing to do, and you'll definitely be able to do this in your first month. Just for an example, when I listed my property for the first time, we had 3 guests booked. So we had 3 trips booked on the first day my listing went live. And therefore, if you keep that in mind, I think getting 10 trips hosted within your first month is very doable. It's very realistic. So it's either you host 10 successful stays or you have at least 3 reservations that total for over 100 nights. That's very unlikely. I don't know if that happens for you like within your first month. That'd be crazy. That'd be awesome. But the most realistic approach is that you're going to have at least 10 guests book your place within the first month. So keep that in mind moving forward, and that's sort of like the first thing. That's like the first hurdle you have to pass in order to become a Superhost. The second thing you have to do is make sure that your guests review you. Not only do they have to book your place, but make sure that you encourage them to leave you a review. See, as time goes on and as you book more guests, Airbnb will prompt you each and every time to review your guests and vice versa. So they'll send you like an email notification and say, hey, review your guests, how do they do? There are guests that don't review, and you just kind of want to encourage them to leave a review because overall that shows that you're a good host, that you've hosted a lot of people in your place. Always take the guest input into consideration because ultimately it's all about them, and that's something that you'll see moving forward, that Airbnb makes their platform and focuses solely on the guest. With that being said, that brings me to the next point, or the next hurdle you have to cross to become a Superhost. You need to have a 90% response rate. This means that you're responding within a certain time frame after the guest messages you. You don't want to wait an hour or wait 2 hours to respond. You want to respond right away, and this is all based around customer service. I was saying before that Airbnb really focuses on their customers, and that's where they prioritize most of their business because that's what generates income for them. So one thing that Airbnb really struggles with and has struggled with in the past, from what I've learned, is that they don't have the best customer service because people like you and I are the hosts. So Airbnb is trying to change that, and they've worked at it, and they figured out the system where if you have a high response rate, you'll be tending to the guest's needs and you'll see what the problem is, or if there is a problem. There's always things that come up, and you want to make sure that you dedicate enough time to be able to respond to these guests and satisfy them for whatever reason. If something went missing or if something went wrong at the place, for example, like an appliance stopped working or something like that, you want to make sure that you're on top of it. And Airbnb encourages you to do that with your response rate. If this is your side hustle, make sure you give it the time it needs. Like if you have a full-time job, you have to consider that you're probably going to have to take time out of your day to reply to guests, and that just all comes with managing your Airbnb listing. Another hurdle or another piece of criteria that you have to consider is that you cannot cancel a guest reservation. This all has to do with customer service as well. If a guest books your place, they're scheduling and they're building their trip based around the accommodation that you provide. So therefore you can't just go and cancel the reservation because you were reckless and irresponsible and you forgot that you had like some service coming to the house, or for whatever reason things come up. And for example, in my experience with Airbnb, the entire plumbing system was down and the toilets wouldn't work, the showers wouldn't work, and therefore we had to block off the calendar for an entire week. But had we not blocked it off and a guest booked the reservation and we had to cancel them, that would really affect our Superhost status. So therefore, guys, you have to make sure that you never cancel the reservation. Obviously, if the guest decides to cancel, that's on them. From your perspective as a host, you never want to cancel these guest reservations, and that all has to do with customer service. So guys, from what you can see, all these criteria, like all these things that you have to do to achieve Superhost status, ultimately comes down to you being a good host and providing good customer service for the guests. And lastly, you want to maintain a 4.8 or higher rating on your property. This is going to be the most challenging because you're tending to people's needs and you're trying to please people. And if any of you guys have ever worked with people, you know that it's not the easiest thing to do, and everyone has their own little nitpicky opinions about certain things. From my experience, you know, I've had guests that have completely loved the place and had nothing to say. Then I've had guests that were so picky about the littlest things that even I overlook myself. And that's why I think that maintaining that 4.8 or higher average will be the biggest challenge for you guys. You will definitely achieve Superhost status within a month if you implement what I just taught you in this video. It's relatively simple, and it all comes down to you being a great host, and it'll really sharpen your axe and it'll help you become the best host possible. One thing that I must add is that if you are a Superhost, Airbnb will rank your listing higher on their website. If you guys just want to do this really quickly right now, you can go and search any location, anywhere. You'll see the first listings that pop up are Superhost listings. And Airbnb does this because they know that the people that provide these listings are on top of it. They know exactly what they're doing, and they are experienced hosts. So if you're just a beginner and you're just getting started, I advise that you guys take it seriously right from the start and you go for the Superhost status right from the beginning, because overall it'll just bring you more revenue in your business. It'll make your listing stand out compared to other listings who don't have that little badge. You don't have to apply for anything. You don't have to go in and enter any information. Airbnb will automatically collect your analytics. They'll collect your statistics on your property, and they'll give you that badge if you met the criteria for their cyclical time period. I hope you guys found this video very helpful and very informative, and let me know in the comments down below what you think the biggest challenge for you would be to achieve Superhost status. For those of you guys out there who are already hosts and you guys are already Superhosts, guys, keep it up, and let me know your thoughts on this. If you think it's actually a big milestone, or if you think it's just let me know what improvements you've seen in your listing quality and your booking rate with the Superhost status. And once again, I'm just going to mention that this is more than just a little badge on your listing. This will ultimately bring you more revenue, and it'll improve your business, and it'll help you scale faster. The more revenue you make, the more money you're going to be able to profit, and therefore it benefits you. Really quickly, a few reasons that people won't achieve Superhost status is because their response rate is too slow, or maybe they haven't got enough reservations on the calendar. But guys, I definitely think that with time, the Airbnb platform is gaining more and more traction. More people are joining the platform as guests, and you should be able to achieve this fairly quickly if you just implement everything I told you in this video. If you thought this was valuable and you think you could use this information, or anybody that you know could use this information, be sure to smash the like button and share this with anyone you think could find this video informative. Thank you so much for staying tuned for the entire length of this video, and if you did, be sure to subscribe. I'll be making more videos like this in the near future, and I'll be keeping you guys updated with Serge's property. The place looks really great so far. It's really modern, it's clean. I think you guys will really enjoy having a look inside this place. Thank you all once again for supporting this channel. If you haven't, you guys can check out my Facebook group, Airbnb Mastery Rental Arbitrage. It's growing at a pretty steady pace. Lately it's been growing a lot faster, so that makes me really happy to see that. For those of you guys wondering why I have kind of been MIA in the comments and on my Facebook group, it's because I've been out here just sort of spending time with Serge. With that being said, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Hey guys, really quickly, for any of you guys who want to learn more in detail on how to get started with Airbnb, I put together this course which will constantly be updated with information. For a one-time payment, you are getting a source of information that is going to be forever updated. I myself have personally spent up to $600 for a summer school class at a college and haven't even gotten the credit for it. So I think education is shifting, guys, and I definitely think you guys should consider something like this if you don't want to sift through tons of information online trying to piece together ways to build your business and build your empire. So I'm going to go through some of the curriculum real quick, guys. I go through a step-by-step process, and I talk about mostly everything you would need to get started, right? Most of you guys have all these questions regarding the business model. Well guys, what I have put together here is all that information and access to myself. Once you are enrolled in this course, you are my priority. That is something that I want to make very clear from the start. This is something that I look at as the long-term development with you guys and building a relationship with you guys. So I want to make sure that you guys have success with your listing, and I'm going to be there for you guys, and I'll have a more personal connection to you once you join. I give you guys the process of starting and setting up your legal entity, and that alone, guys, is worth the price of the course, because you're paying LegalZoom $300 up to $400 depending on the state you're in. You're paying someone for the service of setting up your entity, and like I said before, I know somebody who's just dropped $4,500 for an LLC, and I show you how to do it the cheapest way possible. I think that right there is a lot of value. I give you tons of information, and I'm adding information to it as as we sit here. I'm currently working on a bunch of curriculum to add to it to make sure that it's valuable. Once again, guys, if you want to just take action today, you'll have complete access to me. Just consider like a one-on-one mentorship. I'll be able to answer questions for you guys in detail and in depth, maybe even schedule a few phone calls. So guys, I recommend you check it out, and I'll see you guys there.